Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's Star.
Hey guys, it's Anique. Welcome back, welcome back. Glad to have you guys back again. Hope everybody's doing okay.
I'm trying to figure out a way to get comfortable on this couch.
This poor couch, but so different from when I first got it. Anyway, I see me eat my fruit, you know?
She's
Self-care.
munching on here. I'm sure everybody who's listening probably hear you chewing like a damn cow.
Probably. I don't care. Y'all gonna take all this, okay? Anyway, so today's episode is gonna be about. I'm over here talking food in my mouth.
Your mother hasn't raised you right, has she?
She actually has, so it was recorded. So when she sees this one day, Scorpio to Scorpio. Good luck.
She sees her daughter eating with and talking with her mouth full open.
She the only one that could check me, boo.
Well,
On this planet.
I think I just checked you, but it's okay.
You did.
Anyway. What was the topic? Singledom?
Yeah, so basically, what does being single mean to you? I mean, there's so many different umbrellas of singledom, singlehood to many people. So that's pretty much, what we'll be chatting about today. So, I'm single, so all the sugar daddies out there, I will, please DM me. I will send you the necessary info that you need.
And what info is that?
That's between me and the folks that DM me, okay? After this video.
You trying to get your tuition paid?
I'm trying to do more than that, honey. How about not have to go to work anymore?
That
All right,
would
and
be a
focus
nice
on
life.
one thing. Yes.
But
So
if you had a sugar daddy and you have to work anymore, what would be the thing that you would focus on though?
will be school.
Yeah.
So I could give way more undivided attention to my education. You know how it is when you're young and you in undergrad, you work a little retail gig, you got time. But then when you're a grown up and you go back to school again, shit, it's different. So
More responsibilities.
yeah, and you can pay my tuition. Pay my tuition.
I feel like there's some women out there who have sugar daddies and is not thinking smart like that. They have the sugar daddies and they just using their monies but not doing anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's just being a dumb sugar baby. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
If a nigga gonna be spending money on me, I'm gonna be saving that shit up, starting a business or doing whatever I need to do to elevate myself where I don't need that sugar daddy anymore.
Exactly. And they're probably wondering like, how the hell did we get to sugar daddies? Because that is also a part of singlehood. There are some women out there who are single, but they got sugar daddies, or they're sugar babies, whatever the terminology is. So that's one aspect of being single.
Never had a sugar daddy before. I feel like actually.
I be praying to God every day, send me one. I don't know what you waiting for.
I almost had one. I think I sent you him. I sent you him on
Oh
LinkedIn.
yes,
I was on LinkedIn.
the shoe guy.
Yeah, and first of all, I don't even know how you can get a sugar daddy off LinkedIn. Like I thought LinkedIn was about like looking for jobs and career stuff. So the fact that he wrote me in a message and was just like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Do you like shoes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like shoes." I don't know why I wrote back to him. And then he was sending me my shoes, and then I don't know. In the moment, I was like, "I'm really not about this life." Because I was like, I can have a conversation with him on the phone. If he want to give me money just to have a conversation, I would do that. Because I'm not showing my body or anything like that or giving him.
I'll show you my body. Who said
Especially
that again?
You want to be sending fake pictures from fucking Google.
Can you hold water? Because, my gosh.
Who said that you even do that?
But, what was I saying? What was I going to say?
You were saying, somebody used to saying, I can show you my body or something like that.
Wasn't that name, Shanae and Martin? My body. You
Yeah.
are my body.
Yeah, you're good.
I wish I could do Martin's voice perfectly for that, but
But yeah, so that didn't go through because he wanted me to send him pictures, and I was just like, absolutely not, absolutely not. And I was like, yeah, I'm not about that sugar daddy life.
Listen, when I was brief story time, y'all. So I don't remember how old I was, but anyway, I think I was. Oh, I remember what year this was. This was like when, like, we all knew what like sugar daddies and all that stuff was. You know, when we were in our early 20s, late teens to early 20s. But I don't think it picked up like as crazy as it did. Anywho, so you know that sugar daddy app thing. So me and a coworker, we're like, yo, let's see what this shit is about. But you know the catch is they only give you 1 week as a free trial, and then after that you have to like purchase whatever package or membership from the app. You know, I was not doing that shit. And
so you wasn't dedicated then?
I wasn't dedicated, and I should have been. I feel like if I had dedicated myself at that point in time, I would have had a fucking sugar daddy. But you know, whatever, things happen. But anyway, so let's so basically, single. What does being single or singlehood mean to you?
I don't know. I feel like I battle with this a lot.
She'll
like
battle with shit, y'all.
Over the years. I mean, I've been single forever. Like,
no, she hasn't.
Actually, I have.
You a liar.
I actually have.
Not forever.
Yeah.
You haven't lived forever. Ha.
Okay, you got me with that one.
I'm such a clown, y'all.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you that one because I haven't lived forever. Well, to some people, it's like a surprise when I'm like, I've only had one boyfriend, and that one boyfriend I don't even count because I was in high school. Like,
but of course you count the boyfriends in high school.
No, I mean at that point it wasn't. Do you really count that? Because it's like you're young, it's puppy love. Like it's not a real relationship as like when you get older. You know what I mean? It's like y'all kids, y'all just horny teenagers that think you love each other, but it's like, do you really love each other? Like, have y'all been through trials and tribulations together? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a different relationship as when you're older. So to me, I just like as I got older, I'm like, yeah, that was my boyfriend, but I don't really consider that like a real relationship. But yeah, I've been single since then, since me and that person broke up in high school. And I'm like 29 now. So yeah, I've had situationships where, if you guys don't know what situationships is, it's pretty much somebody that you, oh, hey, Julian.
Wait, what?
Because I'm sure they can hear it. So anyway, like I was saying, situationships pretty much is you are dating somebody and it's kind of like you are in a relationship but without the title. That's pretty much what it is. So I've had situationships, but I can't consider that a relationship because, I mean, I was open to doing my own thing. That person was open to doing their own thing. So it's like...
I mean, I kind of disagree with, like, the whole not counting the boyfriend in high school because there's people that are high school sweethearts that, you know, ended up married together. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it, you know, case by case, it depends, obviously. And the maturity of people, yeah, we're a little immature, or depending on the person, you're probably very immature in high school. But I feel that, I mean, I would count boyfriends in high school. Like, I would count it because I know of some people that are in long-term relationships or they married their high school boyfriends or girlfriends. So, I mean, I think it counts. But, yeah, so situationships. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so you finished describing
Oh, I don't think I really described. I don't know. I said I battle with, like, what it means to me. Because, honestly, I really don't know. I feel like it's a struggle for me. Because, I don't know, I've been single for so long that I don't even know what it means to me anymore.
So, what would you identify as the struggle? Let's see, y'all. What's the struggle?
With being single or just...
Well, I mean, you pretty much are saying that you have some sort of struggle with identifying what being single means to you, or like how to describe. Like, I'm just trying to figure out like what do you mean like when you say like struggle?
I think.
Well, I feel like I'm Barbara Walters, y'all. The black Barbara Walters. I'm over here like with my cup in my hand. Like, I'm just trying to figure out struggle. Like, you struggled with the aggressor when he tried to. Because I'm Barbara Walters. Okay.
Get back to me on that. Let me think on that.
Okay. So, hey y'all. So what do I, so single. So yeah, I'm single and I am a happy single person. Now, I do not feel lonely, but I am alone due to obviously not having a companion. So I feel like that I would like to also address, because I think when people are single, sometimes other people on the outside looking in always label them as lonely, sad, bitter, jealous, or the list goes on and on and on. And there's this stigma of, oh, well, you're single, so either why have, like Star said for her, she's been single for a while, and I'm sure she's probably gotten questions, and it could be from family, it could be from friends, it could be from strangers. Well, why are you single? And it's always, what I've seen over the years is there something wrong with you, especially on how long people have been single. So I've been single for like the past few years, or whatever the case may be, by choice, and plus ain't no niggas out there, so, well, not in New York at least, so a bitch gotta move to another state or another country, because it seems to be that's where it's happening. Because I'm sure if I move to the Midwest or down south, I'll be married and barefoot and pregnant within 2 years. So
you probably would though.
Yeah, it's like different. The quality of life and everything is different in certain parts of the country. But to circle back, one thing for me about being single is that I definitely enjoy my freedom, and I wouldn't say in past relationships like I wasn't free, but I feel that obviously with every, like, you get in a relationship, you have to honor that person, respect them, and there's boundaries that have to be created. And Star and I were having this conversation the other day, like, how you move when you're in a relationship, and basically not moving like you're still single in a relationship. So I had my fair share of like, oh, and that's not appropriate, but to me it didn't, because when I was single at the time, it was just like, well, this is okay. I wasn't doing anything crazy disrespectful, or whatever the case may be, but it was just certain things like, okay, like you gotta fine tune a little bit. So for the most part, I am happy. I am free. I feel no like heavy mental stress that I have to like think about the other person, which is not an issue, but there's levels to this. So, and there's nothing wrong with me. It's just, in my honest opinion, the dating world has gotten so different for us. Absolutely. And I mean, obviously, one thing I will agree with Star, like, where I can see why she doesn't count relationships in high school, because we're young, we're figuring things out, and it might not be real actual love. It could be it could be puppy love possibly. So how do you know, right? Until you like grow and mature into your feelings, because that's pretty much what it is, and into your personhood. But for the most part, damn, yo, I think I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I'm like, am I fucking rambling? But whatever. So yeah. So with that being said,
I think
singlehood
for me. This might answer the question that I was struggling with earlier. I think I just recently got to a point where I am okay with being single. I think for years I struggled with it, because unlike you, like, you've had relationships, throughout the years, whereas like I've only had one relationship, which was in high school, and like obviously I'm not going to count those situationships because it wasn't an actual relationship, whereas like this is my boyfriend. this is somebody that I could see myself with. Like, you know, it wasn't that type of situation. So I think for years I've always struggled with, is something wrong with me? Because I will always get asked questions from guys like, well, why are you single? You too pretty to be single. And it used to like really fuck with my mental, because I used to be like, you're right, like I'm a beautiful person, like I'm a bad bitch, why am I still single? Like I used to say that stuff to myself. And then I would like look at celebrities who are beautiful and gorgeous getting cheated on or just single, and I'm just like, okay, well, it can't be because I'm pretty that I'm single. Like it has to be something else. So then I was like diving deep in, and I'm just like, is it something with me that I'm not connecting with these people, or whatever the case may be, or just like people that I've dated, and it will always make it seem like I was the issue when I'm asking for stuff, which I don't ask for much. I just ask for consistency, honesty, and just communication. That's
things
it.
That naturally,
yeah, it's like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So I think struggling with that over the years with people that I've dated, it's been a struggle for me. And I wouldn't say that I'm lonely. I'm alone by choice, because now I'm at a point where I won't settle for nothing. I feel like in the past I used to settle because I wanted that relationship, because I felt like I was single for too long. Like, you know, I think if I would have had like a boyfriend or something throughout the years, I wouldn't have struggled with that, if that makes sense. So I think maybe that's why trying to figure out a definition of what single means to me is a struggle, because it's like, it's always like that back and forth.
Child. Cover that up.
I'm done with you. And then like now that I'm like older, it's like now I'm getting pressure from my family, and it's like, oh, so when are you gonna bring that special person around, or when are you gonna have kids, when are you gonna get married, you're getting older, blah blah blah. And it was like I got to a point where I was okay, and then now that I'm older, and it's like now that is being pounded in my head, now it's like I'm going back in a spiral of like, oh my god, the time is ticking and blah blah blah. So I think just recently, like within the past few months, I'm like, okay, like if I'm meant to be single for the rest of my life, then I'm just gonna be single for the rest of my life. If Prince Charming come, then Prince Charming come. Like I can't control the situation, and I can't sit here and be sad because I've been single for this long. Like if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. You know what I mean? So that's just me being honest.
But it's funny. Well, not funny, but you know, slang talking.
I get what you're saying.
It's interesting because there's a few things that, you know, you touched upon, and one thing is obviously, especially when it comes to family and just that pressure they put on, you know, their daughters or their sons on why haven't they settled down. And one thing that I feel that, you know, either older family or friends, or even friends that are in relationships, it's like, what is the, I want to say pressure, I'm trying to look for the word, what is the
urgency to like have kids and be married at a certain
time?
time?
And also what is also like, why must a single person, obviously a single person, you know, there's people that are single by choice, and there's people who are not single by choice. Some people, the dating scene, because dating, obviously to me, if I'm dating, I'm still single. I am no longer single until I meet that one person, we become exclusive, and we mutually agree and decide to grow, you know, have a relationship. And we know, okay, we're in a relationship, you're my significant other, etc., etc. So I feel like sometimes there's this like intrigue with, oh, you're single, like, you know, you'd be great for this person and blah blah blah. But our single people's lives are not defined by being single. You get what I'm saying? Especially like if you've been single for a long time, whatever a long time would be for you, it's like sometimes when people are having conversations and they're in a relationship, and obviously there'll be a connection with other people, like if you're in a group of people that are in relationships or whatever the case may be, and I feel like sometimes they forget that you've had relationships in the past. So I could still relate. Just because I'm currently not with someone does not mean that I can't relate to what it means if your significant other and you have an argument about blah blah blah. And I feel like sometimes some people could be tone deaf, especially family and friends when it comes to that. Yeah. And another thing I want to also attach to that I seen a while ago was like the stigma of people who are in relationships not taking advice from people who are single. Like,
really?
Right. That to me is very interesting, because what does that mean? Just because I don't got a man doesn't mean I could give you sound, logical advice. Like, what,
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me. It's like, I kind of see what that saying is getting to, but at the end of the day, certain shit is common sense. You don't gotta be in a relationship
to know that nigga treating you like shit.
Exactly. You know, so
or the nigga don't respect you.
Exactly. It's not, oh, your single friend just wants you to be single. That's not what it is. And I feel like there's so many different stigmas, and that's one of them. And it's annoying, and it's fucked up, because honestly, some people, when they give you advice, they're also from the outside looking in, and also there's still that relative experience that they can, dig deep, think about, and be like, well, from my past experience, this is how I handled it, and blah, blah, blah. Because honestly, there's so much shit that happens in a relationship all across the board. It doesn't matter whether that shit, it's shit that you hear even your grandparents or people that are older than you tell you they used to argue about that same shit too. So the timing of everything it makes no sense. It's not like, oh, well, me and such, we was arguing about money. How many relationships you've heard people arguing about money? I can give you advice about financially being secure or what y'all could work on. So it's shit like that stands out to me too, about when you're single, and some people, not all, thinking that, oh, I can't take advice from you because you don't have a partner. So let me go ask somebody else who's in a relationship.
I can see that being true though, because when I think back to friends that I've had that was in a relationship, they've never took any advice that I have given them when it came to like their relationship. And this is not me just giving unsolicited advice. It's just they will ask and I would give it, and then they won't listen to it.
But they listen to the other person who's in a relationship.
So I can see that, which to me I just think is stupid. That's me personally. I mean, not to talk down on anybody, but I just think that's dumb, because at the end of the day, advice is advice. Me being in a relationship shouldn't depict whether you will listen to my advice or not. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, then don't tell me about anything that's going on in your relationship, and don't ask me for advice if you're not going to take it because I'm single.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing too. It's always going to be like that and attached, like, oh, well, because you're single, you won't get it, or because you're single. And it's like, what the fuck that got to do with anything? Like, shut the fuck up, because you were once single too. So, some people, they forget what their life used to be like at a certain point in time before they met whoever they met. And I think that's like very key, to also be able to just remember, like, okay, I remember what it was like being single. How did I feel? How did people treat me? Or what were some of the slick ass comments some people said, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to be, how old am I going to be again? 32?
She done forgot her age, y'all. She done forgot the
age.
Listen,
I'm going to be 32, and I would say, for the most part, like, over the past few years, it's been more so my family who have questioned, like, oh, when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? And it just was, it's like, first of all, like, why are you all up in my damn relationship that is non-existent? Like, relax. And I just feel like it's that, oh, you need to find somebody, because if you don't find someone, then you're going to be lonely. And it's just like, I'm not thinking about having a nigga 24/7. Single people, unless there's other trauma or other, like, mental health issues behind it, I'm not one of those people that is like, oh, I need a nigga right now. I need a nigga right now. My ovaries, no. when it happens, it happens, and I know that it's gonna happen. It's gonna, come into fruition. So my thing is, with that being said, you need to check in on your single friends and also check yourself. Also ask yourself, for my friends that are single or family members that are single, do I come off across a certain way during conversations? Am I mindful? Do I say certain slick shit about them being single? Because honestly, be grateful for the motherfuckers that y'all got, because these motherfuckers out here, it ain't easy.
It definitely is.
So we can talk about that, the dating scene, being a single person.
Yeah, because to tie into the dating scene, because I wanted to touch, I feel like we should talk about when you're single for a long time, how that's looked at as there's something wrong with you, because I feel like that's a lot of issues, especially like with Black women that we go through when we are single for a long time, because we are already, as Black women, we get the stigma of attitude.
Yeah, so many things.
Yeah, so when you see a beautiful Black woman and it's like, oh, I've been single for this long and that long, it's like, oh, something's wrong with her. Like, oh, she's been single because of her attitude and this and that, like, because of the stigma we get. So, yeah, I think that's really important. Like, just because somebody has been single for 10 years, 20 years, like, that shouldn't define them as a person. Because at the end of the day, you don't know who they dated, who they've been with, that they're just like, you know what? From now on, this is what I don't want.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I don't like when I see people do that. Like, it's like, oh, I'm single. You single? Why are you single? You beautiful. I don't understand why you're single. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I used to get that all the time. And it's like, nothing is wrong with me. I just choose not to be with this person or choose not to date certain people because my self-worth is more important. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that as men and even as women, we need to stop judging people for being single for so long. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's not right to do that.
And looking for a justification as to why they're single.
Exactly. Because you don't know.
Because a lot of y'all be in toxic as fuck relationships. And there's a lot of your single friends that y'all lean on and be one. And we don't be sitting there, I said it. Niggas be in some fucked up situations. Absolutely. And who's holding you down? It be also your single friends holding you down too. So shut the fuck up. And just like we not all up in y'all fucking bullshit ass toxic relationships, don't be worried about our singlehood.
Exactly. Just be mindful of what you say, because I know for me, I can't speak for everybody else out there. When I used to hear that, like, it really messed with my self-esteem over the years, because it started making me think that something was wrong with me. And it's like, well, damn, Star, why have you been single this long? And I literally forgot the reason why I chose to be single is because in my mind, I made up the decision not to settle no more. And then to hear people be like, oh, something's wrong with you, why are you so single? I forgot that reason. And then I just went deep into like what everybody else was saying.
Right.
So that's just my message for people out there. Like, stop judging people for being single for so long, because you don't know what that can do to their self-esteem or their mental. So if they single, they single. Just be like, oh, okay, you're single, all right, that's fine. There's no need to go and stretch it out and be telling them why they're single and this and that. Because at the end of the day, you don't know that person.
Or what they can do
to
find someone. Oh, maybe you should join this app. Or maybe you should, I got this guy or this person for you. Sometimes, that's the thing too. It's some people, they're just so ingrained into wanting someone to have companionship. Of course, we all want companionship, but companionship doesn't only come in the form of a warm body in your bed. True. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of work that needs to be done on the self, and there's other people who are, willing to compromise, like you said, self-worth, self-respect, and their dignity just to say that they got somebody. And there's people who are not like that, and I think it was Tracy Ellis Ross. So, girl, if you watching, I love you. And I think
my best friend in my head.
Yes. So she was on one of like those the tour that Oprah was doing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, when she had the conversation about being single, and she was just like, just because I'm single doesn't mean that there's not men, trying to get with me. But, I'm not going to tell y'all everything. What else she said? She said, like, her self-worth, her self-respect, not settling, and she's happy. Yeah, she's happy. She chose to be single. Yeah, she chose to be single. It wasn't, oh my gosh, nobody wants me. She chose to be single. And just the what's wrong with you and people thinking because you're single, nobody wants you is straight crap. And I don't like that shit because that really is just dumb, that thought process. And the dating world I'm lucky that, of course I have other friends and family members who are single. And, this is a conversation that we will talk about all the time when it comes to the dating world, because the dating world is so crazy. Because,
oh my God.
And then another thing too is, like Star said, there's a lot of single people out here who choose not to settle for mediocre. And we're not saying, oh, we want Prada Louis Gucci, and Cardi Red and her shit. That's not what it is. There's morals, there's integrity, maturity. There's a whole slew of things that fall under the umbrella of not settling. And these are essential. Like, it's not basic shit. It's essential things that also, when you meet your partner, that's gonna make your relationship evolve and continue to thrive. Because the minute you lose out on some of those things, that's when your relationship tends to, like, the cracks start forming and, shit starts to crumble until you repair that again. But I know for myself, just like Star, like, I choose not to settle. And, in my past, I've had relationships, I've had situationships, you name it, whatever. And, from my last relationship, that opened up like a whole new thought process to me about, this is the stuff, how they say, like, obviously, you'll meet the person that'll show you how, like, you're supposed to be treated. Yeah. So, like, my last relationship, that was it. Because prior to him, the other individuals, it was just too much going on. It was just a lot going on with, like, a few of my exes. And it wasn't until I met him, and it was just, like, just certain things that he did, a lot of the things that he did. And I was just like, oh, shit. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. And you elevate from that, and you grow and mature from that, because you're like, okay, this is what I should be striving for. And
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you feel like, because you just said your relationships prior to that wasn't good, and then you met him and it was like, oh shit, like, this is how I'm supposed to be treated. So do you look at that relationship as a lesson?
Yes, it was definitely a lesson, because I definitely will agree that at a point in time in my teens to my early 20s, I settled for a lot of fuck shit that I should not have settled for. I definitely put my self-respect, self-worth, integrity on the line a number of times with different exes and situationships that I shouldn't have done. And it wasn't until that ex that I was just like, oh shit, okay, this is what it means to be in a good, healthy relationship. And from that point on, it definitely was a learning curve. And I always carry that with me, because I know that what I can offer and what someone else can offer me, but even more, even better. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously humans evolve, and you're constantly evolving. So obviously my mindset and my thought process from then up until now has, it's grown. And when you see, like, people who are very transparent and talk about being single, talk about their expectations and what they want, it kind of gives you that sense of relief, like you're not the only person that obviously thinks like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good to know that I have friends and I have, well, fuck the family, but But you know, because it's like I'm not gonna be talking with to my single aunt who's in her 40s about finding a man. Like, girl, bye. That's just an awkward conversation anyway to begin with. But with my peers, especially like the ones that are single, you know, yes, there's a lot of things that are more relatable because there's a lot of shit that we're not willing to settle for in the dating world. Yeah. And I want to drive this into when you do meet somebody in the dating world and a whole bunch of checks are formed, like, you know, you got your little list, and then it's like, oh shit, check this box, check this box, check this box. And as a single person, like, what does that mean for you?
Well, I feel like a little story time. Because when we was talking about like your ex and just how being in that relationship, you saw like, okay, this is how I need to be treated. Like, you know, it ties back into dating when you actually do meet somebody that checks out all those boxes. Same as Anique, like, I've dated the worst of the worst. I'm sure you probably have men worse than me, but for me personally, I'm just like, how do I even came across these guys? Like, some of them even drove my self-esteem down to the ground. Like, done like shit that it was just like, just disgusting. You know what I mean? And I used to always ask myself, like, why am I always meeting these same type of guys? Like, why do I keep dating the same type of guys? That's another story for a different day. But I got to a point where it was just like, am I asking for too much? Because I'm only asking for the bare minimum. Like, you know, and it's just like, I don't know, no. And it'll get to a point where like, am I? Nope, I'm not. So when I finally did meet somebody that I was dating for a few months, and he just literally checked off all the boxes of everything that I wanted, it was just like refreshing. And surprisingly, I didn't even have that moment of, this is too good to be true. Like, you know, like usually every guy that I date, I usually have that in the back of my mind, because obviously every person you date, they're gonna have their representative for the first week,
right? And
then the next week, you know, the colors start to show. You know what I mean? So for some reason with that person, I didn't have that mindset of, this is too good to be true. Like, it's no way. It just kind of flowed, and it was refreshing. And I remember having a conversation with my friend, and I was just like, it's so weird to finally meet somebody who actually is giving me the bare minimum and it's not an issue. Like, anytime I would say something to that person, like, anything that I had a problem with, it's like, all right, I'm gonna fix it, I'm sorry. And then they would fix it. And it was just like, what the fuck? Am I in a fucking Twilight Zone? Like, you know? I think when you finally get to that moment, when you do meet that person and that person does check off those boxes, it's refreshing.
Yeah,
like, you know, and it's just like, you enjoy it. And I'll say to anybody, like, when you do meet that person that does do that for you, like, just enjoy the moment.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Just build on that. You know what I mean? And don't look at it as, what is this type of thing, or because you're so used to the bad that now that you finally got what you wanted, you kind of push it away. I would just say embrace it. Because I feel like a lot of single people do that because of the people they've dated in the past, and that's what they're used to, that's their norm, that when they finally meet somebody that is right for them, they push them away. A lot of single people do that.
Yeah. One thing I will say to touch on what Star said, but just to flip it, there are people out there who are wolves in sheep's clothing, and they will check off boxes, and then you probably may have that moment like, like me, I could be skeptical about a lot of shit. So I know I can put in the work for a lot of things, because I'm an ambitious person and I work hard towards like my goals and what I want in life. So, and I don't give up. I'm not a quitter. So unless somebody telling me like, bitch, there is no fucking possible way. And it's like, you sure? So from, yes, you know, so sometimes I don't, a lot of the times I really don't take no for an answer, because I just feel like there has to be another way. But I will say that I definitely, from my personal experience, dating in this new fucking world,
it really is a new fucking world.
So I definitely had a personal experience where a person was a wolf in sheep's clothing. But because I'm in a different headspace than I was like as a teenager and in my early 20s, like I was just like, whatever. Like this person was doing things that was like very consistent. And for me as a single person, one of the qualities that I look for, and this is just all across the board, is consistency.
Yes.
Consistency. Y'all want me to spell that for you?
Spell it.
You know?
Akila and a B.
Right? C, we're going to put it in all caps. CONSISTENCY. Consistency.
Ooh, that baby can spell.
Right? Shoot. So, this person presented like a lot of consistent traits. And I was just like, I was like, okay, we'll see. Until that one moment where it was like, all right, because I don't know, something also in me wasn't falling for this shit, because I was just like, okay, we'll see. Like Star said, you got your representative, you got the mask on in the beginning. And after a while, if you are truly that person, you will remain consistent and constant, and you will continue to deliver, and those efforts, you won't question it. But if you know, obviously, if you got the mask on and you take that off and you obviously are the opposite of that, then, you know, this is the real you. Inconsistent, just lazy, or whatever the case may be. And that person presented the real person that he was, and I was just like, and I wasn't hurt. I wasn't like, oh my gosh. It was just like, oh well, bye. I'm not gonna be chasing after no nigga. I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, like, what did I do? What did I say? Wasn't I enough? Like, I don't even think like that. So I was just like, whatever, next. And I be seeing that motherfucker. I be seeing him around, you know? And I just be walking past the nigga like he don't fucking exist. And that's that. Because there are no hard feelings. And for me, I know myself, and I know that in order, like, I know my personality, and I know how I am. Like, in order for me, and this has just been in the past and just present, for me to get, like, emotionally attached and invested in you, like, I really gotta see what you're offering. Like, I really, like, the effort, well, that stuff matters to me, because I know what I offer, and I know the effort that I put in. Yeah. And to me, if I start getting like those heebie-jeebies and those vibes and my spidey senses start tingling, I'm going to question you. I will be that person that Star was mentioning earlier, like, this is too good to be true. There's going to be something. And it's not even being pessimistic or just being negative.
You just know.
Yeah, you just feel it. You just feel like this person's being fake, and that's what it is.
But I think as single people, we need to listen. And this could go for people that's in relationships too. Like, we need to listen to our instinct and just, what's the word that I'm looking for?
See the signs?
Yes, not be in denial.
Right.
Like, because honestly, when you date somebody, before you even be in a relationship with that person, the signs are there. The red flags are there. But because you're so into the person, you just totally ignore
dismiss them. Yep.
Like, I've done it a lot with a lot of people that I've dated. Like, and I wouldn't realize until the shit goes down the drain, and I'm just like, well, why did I not see this? And then I literally sit back and I think about from the moment I met the person, and just every time we hung out, and I'm like, this person has been showing me who they were from the beginning, and I just chose to ignore it because I was just infatuated with this person. So I think that's very important, especially if you're dating, because obviously if you're in a relationship, you probably ignore that shit, and if your relationship is not good, you probably sitting here like, well, it's not good, but sis and brother, they were giving you the fucking time.
Not sis and brother.
Because, you know, I can't just get into females.
I know. I'm fucking laughing.
If you're dating, like, I think that's very important to look at the signs. Like, they're there. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, you might meet a fine brother, you know, nice dreads, beard. You know, that's the type of guys I like.
I'm over here like, what? Nice dreads, beard.
But, you know, just somebody.
You talking about for you? You mean you might be?
Throw that in there.
I'm like,
but you know, you might meet somebody that, you know, they look really good, and like what they're talking about, it's like you into it, but it's like you have to take a step back from that and just really pay attention to certain shit that they say, or just their mannerisms and stuff like that. Because you don't want months down the road and shit goes left and you like, oh my God, who is this person? When that person has been giving you the signs. That's important when it comes to dating.
What do you know, I'm Barbara Walters, and you guys are tuning into 2020 right now. What would you say is or is not hard being single?
I think what's hard about being single for me is when I do date and I do give people chances and it don't work out, because then I'm just like, oh, my time was wasted. You know, like that's just about me. That's just something that I don't want to say upsets me, but that's like the trouble with dating. And that's why I have like my moments where it's just like, I don't want to date, I don't want to entertain nobody, I don't even want to talk to anybody. Like I just want to live my best life, whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
Because honestly, like time is precious to me, especially now that I'm older and like people are dying around me and just like, you know, life is short. So I don't want to be wasting. Not the Tinger. Oh, we drinking gin, y'all. No Henny today.
Yeah, we do drink other shit besides Hennessy. Yeah. Okay,
just had to switch it up on y'all hoes.
You know.
I think that is the trouble. Because that's the question, right? What was the question again?
So the question is, what to you is or is not hard about being single?
It's the dating. That's what's hard with me with being single, because I'm at a point like I am looking to be in a relationship. There's no time limit. I'm not like, oh, I need to be in a relationship by this age, but I am looking to build with somebody and just, you know, grow. But I think that is what is hard with being single for me, is the dating. It's just getting to know somebody and it doesn't work out and it's just like, damn, my time was wasted and I can't get that time back.
Right. Is there anything that is not hard?
What is not hard about being dating? I don't have to answer
not
to anybody.
About being dating.
Wait, you mean single? Being single? Sorry. Then the gin is
hitting hard, right? The fuck? Thank you, Tanqueray.
What is easy about dating? I mean, about being single? I don't know.
Interesting question, right?
It is. That's a really good question. Damn, she's really fucking me up with these questions.
I told you I'm Barbara Walters. Make sure, you know, when she edits this video, she puts Barbara Walters up here.
I wasn't ready for that question.
It's funny because my 8th grade teacher's name was Barbara Walters, and she was black. Or is black. I don't know if she's still with us.
What is easy for you?
What's easy for me being single is, like I mentioned before, like just the freedom.
Oh, okay.
For me, like
I would say that, not answering to somebody.
Yeah, so that is for me something that is positive about being single. What isn't as positive is just I think for me is the person that you meet. Excuse me, I just burped. Excuse me. Well, my mouth was closed. I can't burp.
No, you can burp. Can I have some of the gin?
Yes. So it's just basically wondering, just think about compatibility and making sure that, not even making sure, but just having the expectation that you're compatible and you meet at different points in terms of finances, respect, self-care, mental health, like intellectual, just like, you know, stuff that obviously a lot of people want in a partner. And obviously everyone is different. God made us all different. So not every quality, and I think that's what it is the quality. You know, certain things not wanting to compromise and having that person accept you for who you are. I think that's one thing that is a thought that is just like, it runs in my mind here and there because, like we said, you will meet people who check off the boxes, but they're not there. They're not ready yet to meet you there. Or they're wolves in sheep's clothing. They'll check off all the boxes and then they'll reveal who they truly are. And like Star said, time is precious. And I think that is probably for some people who are single the most frustrating
it's the time.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we know time is of the essence. And I'm not saying like, oh, if I meet somebody, I'm expecting to be married in like 0.5 seconds, because that's also a journey to the altar. It's not easy. But it's frustrating because not a lot of people are transparent when they're single, especially for single people who are dating. And I think that is very key because transparency means everything. And that's like at the top of the list for me is transparency. Because if you're transparent, that means you're an honest person. Obviously, trust.
Yeah.
I can trust you. And you're going to keep it real with me. I don't need no fake ass nigga. I want you to be honest and real. Like, I could take it. I personally can take it. You keep it 100 with me. No. Because I'm that way. And that goes back to compatibility traits too. Like, I'm transparent, I'm honest, I'm truthful. I would like the same in return. You know, I've already told the universe, the universe got my list. But, and it's not long. It ain't no fucking chili type list or whatever the case may be. But I can add that too. That's another frustrating shit, transparency. Because there's some motherfuckers out there who be acting like they ready and they're not ready. And
oh
that
my God,
is,
I've been through that.
Yeah, and that is super frustrating for people who are single. Yeah, for people who are single and they are ready to settle down, to begin that journey, and you're pretending.
You're just wasting their time. That's not cool.
Yeah, so if you're single, gents, ladies, and you know for yourself that you cannot meet someone where they're at because you're at a different place in your life, be honest. Be honest, because honestly, not a lot of people have that type of personality where they'll ask questions like that. And, you know, some people, they'll just like go with the flow. And by going with the flow, they'll compromise parts of themselves because they feel like, oh my gosh, I finally got somebody. Mm-hmm. And, you know, let's see how long I could ride out, even though there's so many things about this I don't like and I don't appreciate, but I'm gonna hold on to it. And that's another thing too that we should talk about is people who are single who just latch on to anything that fucking comes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's called desperate. That's what it's called. It's called desperation. You should not be desperate.
And settling.
Yes.
You're just taking anything at that point.
Right. You should not have any of those two things be a go-to because it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. At all. And with that being said...
Can I have a truth moment?
Go ahead, girl.
So as my friends know me, I am the hopeless romantic. Like,
I'm
like very mushy. Like,
she the black J-Lo.
Yeah, like I love like love and just like, I don't know, that's just always been me. I mean, I haven't seen that growing up, so I've always attached to that. Mm-hmm. Obviously growing up watching like the Cosby Show or just like shows where it just show like black love. So yeah, I'm always like that hopeless romantic, like, oh, I love love type of thing. So throughout my single journey, I've obviously made my list of what it is I don't want in a man and what I want in a man. I have made my prayer to God like Sierra and everybody else. And I think there was a moment, or there's been a few moments where I felt like I've prayed for this. I've been positive about this. I put this in the universe. And I would see people around me who didn't want to be in relationships, wasn't looking for it, just that wasn't their thing. They're not hopeless romantics. They ain't looking to have a significant, like they're not looking to be married and have kids right now. Like that's not, they just want to be single. Like, let me just put it like that. They just want to be single. And they will get their man and be swept off their feet on some like Cinderella type of story. And I'm not gonna lie, like this is gonna be my truth moment. That shit used to bother me because I'm just like, am I not saying the right prayer, or am I not telling the universe the right things? Like, why is it happening for everybody around me except for me? And I think a lot of single people go through this. I don't think I'm the only person in the world who's gone through that or had those thoughts. And I think if somebody listens, they probably gonna be like, oh, are you jealous? And it's not a jealous thing. It's just, I think as humans, it's just normal when something that you want
like,
so
why
bad.
Not me? Why not me?
Exactly. Like something that you want so bad and you see everybody around you have it, and it's just like, what am I doing wrong? I think that is it's a normal thing. I don't think it's anything wrong with that, because you're human at the end of the day. You have a right to your feelings. So yeah, there's been times where I've had moments where I'm just like, is my prayer not right? Like, let me constantly keep praying.
Let me call Ciara again.
Yeah, like let me. Oh, maybe exactly. Maybe I need to say this prayer different this time or something. So that has definitely been difficult for me dating, because I would notice how people around me were getting things that I was asking for, and I was just like, wait, hold up.
Is this prayer for you, or is this prayer for me?
Yeah. But I think a lot of single people go through that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely been a struggle for me. I've been going through it for these past couple of years, for a decade now. It's just been back and forth. Like, there's one moment where I'm okay with being single, then there's moments where I'm not okay with being single, it's like back and forth. So like right now in this moment, I'm okay with being single. Like, you know, it's like, okay, whatever. Like, I've been single for this long. Like, what's another year or two going to do to me?
Right.
Which is funny, because I said that I recorded like a makeup video when I was talking about just dating and stuff, and that was one of the things I said. It's like,
it's time can be for or against us, especially when it comes to sensitive topics like this, because obviously for women, you know, the pressure, the societal pressure, then the family pressure of building a family and settling down as you get older is just like boom, 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 boom. And, you know, for some people, like for me, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe the feeling or the thought, but for me, I don't dwell too much on like being single. Like, you know, I've had friends who've suggested like, oh, download this dating app and blah blah blah, and I've done it, and let me tell you something, I don't even put effort or energy into any of these apps.
You really don't. I don't. She was on Tinder for like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, like I've done POF and whatever the fuck the other ones are called, and cause me, I already have my phone where all my notifications are turned off, because I do not want that shit. Like, I'm just that person. I don't need to see them notifications. So if people will send me, like, and when people write me and stuff like that, when I do decide to go on the app, oh, such and such wrote you 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, ooh, 2 weeks ago. Oh shit, I should respond. So, and I'm sure most people would be like, well, if you do want to find a partner or you want to be available, then you need to put more effort into like the apps or whatever. And I'm like, yeah.
Do you feel like those apps, like, because you've been on it, do you feel like it's been helpful at all?
Let me tell you something. One thing I'll be helpful. I mean, I went on a date off of the app, and that was like the worst.
Is that the one with the wife beater?
Yes, nigga showed up in a wife beater, and I was just like, God.
I thought he was a scammer.
I was like, what the fuck is this? But anyway, wait, what was the question again?
Do you feel like those apps are helpful?
I think if I was to put more effort into the apps, then maybe. I mean, that's the thing.
Like it's more helpful for white people.
Yeah, like not to.
I feel like a lot of white people be finding people on these dating apps.
Right. I mean, I've had a few friends who are white who have definitely found their significant other, got married and everything off of the app, and then I also have friends who are people of color who have found their significant others and also got married off of.
Really?
Yeah, off the app, off of one, you know, a dating app, and this was like 10 years ago.
What app was this again?
Well, that was Plenty of Fish.
Oh no, niggas is dying on Plenty of Fish.
Yeah, so, but that's the thing too with these apps, because me, I have no shame. I never had any shame into, because I feel like that's also for single people. Like there's this level of shame, like, oh well, if you resort to making a profile on an app. And it's like, it's not even like that, because how come we don't judge white people like that? When we were growing up, we saw Match.com. What was the other one? Match.com, and
that's the only one.
There was another one.
Christian Mingle?
No, it wasn't Christian Mingle. It was Match.com and another one that I used to see all the time growing up on TV. And it would show like these happy white couples, and nobody, I don't know, I'm not white, so I don't know in their world if they were being judged, but I feel like in the community, in the people of, like for people of color, there's this sense of like stigma and shame when it comes to, okay, well, if walking down the street, because I'm telling you right now, it's not like you walk, for single people, you walk down the street, niggas ain't looking or talking to you. Like, that's not what it is. It's also navigating, should I give this motherfucker my number? He look kind of sus. And then when you do decide to give that person your number, and like for me, conversation is everything. So if your conversation is dry and you don't know how to fucking spell, slang is different. But if there's certain shit and I'm just like, if you spell an apple with B's and shit or whatever the fuck you doing, like that's a huge turn off to me. Cause
you don't spell apple with
I just made that shit up. I just made that shit up.
What fucking ignorant ass
like if you know, and I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about this, because I don't give a fuck. So, because there's certain things for me, like as a human being, there has to be standards. And intellectuals, like if you're gonna be there has to be standards for intelligence. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter whether you got a degree, you don't got a fucking degree. I'm sure you don't want to date nobody fucking dumb.
That's true.
Nobody who is,
unless you want to have control over them.
Right, but for the rest of us, I'm not trying to date no dumbass person, because that will not work. So, yeah. So with that being said, shit, did I forget? Anyway, yeah. So the apps. You know, it's not like niggas walking down the street like, for men and women, because I feel like women get more of a stigma than men do. Obviously. Another topic, but women get hit on. However, it's the next phase of when you are transparent with that individual. When you get to that point, you have that conversation with that person that you met walking down the street, and then when you tell them, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm just trying to have fun." Okay, for the person that's not looking for that, and a conversation for the person who's, like we said earlier, who's willing to compromise what they want when they know I want a relationship, but they're willing to compromise because they're getting a little attention. They fall into that rabbit hole. And it's the same thing with the dating apps, because you'll meet men who put in their fucking bio that they ready to settle down and do this and do that and blah, blah, blah. And then you'll match with them. And then when you're having a conversation with the person, it's, oh yeah, I'm just, trying to have fun. Because yeah, there's a huge portion of people on there who just want to have sex.
That's true. And
navigating through that, like I said, requires effort and just building these conversations and stuff. And I can't do no dry conversation because I get bored.
Those are the worst.
I can't.
Dry conversations.
If your conversation is dry, I just be like, all right, I'm not even writing you no more. And that's probably why I don't be answering a lot of these messages. And I just be like, whatever. And I'm not paying no fucking membership fee. It's bad enough I joined these fucking apps. Now niggas got like my fucking identities on the fucking World Wide Web, which is another thing I be thinking about all the time too. It's like, oh shit, my picture's out there and blah, blah, blah. It's just weird. But one thing, just to wrap up what I'm saying right now, is whether you in the club, you're at the bar, you're in a restaurant, you're in any type of social setting, or you're virtually, in a dating app, motherfuckers still be with the fuck shit.
Yeah. I don't think
Can't escape it.
There's honestly no right place to meet the perfect person. You know what I mean? I think
it's just fate that's gonna bring you together.
Yeah, because I always see people say stuff like, well, if you're trying to find a man, you can't find him in no club.
Yes. Which is crazy because I have one of my good friends who met her significant other in the club.
Yeah.
And
that's why I'm
for
just
years, so
there's no right place. Like,
there isn't.
Tell people to go to fucking church to find them wholesome man and wife. Like, if you only knew the shit that be going on
exactly,
in church,
we all know the church is fucking washed up.
Exactly.
And spirituality and religion are two different things.
Exactly.
So, you know
what I mean?
We're not saying go to church, but
yeah, I'm not saying that.
The intent to go to a church to find somebody.
Yeah.
That's not what church is for. Church is for me to build a relationship with God. And that's the thing that people don't think about too. Because they be so like, and it be the church folk who be telling you to come go to church to find a man. It's like, isn't the point for me to build a relationship with Jesus? Our Lord and Savior?
And just because a person is Christian don't mean that person is right for you.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not gonna go to church to find a man. Like, what if that, it's just, I hate when I hear people say stuff like that. Or, you can't find a man in a club, you need to go here, you need to go there, or go here. And it's like, there's no right place to find a person. If a person is meant for you, wherever you at, fate would bring you guys together.
Exactly.
And that's what I truly believe in. I don't believe in,
you gotta go here to find somebody.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you could find your husband, your future husband, press charmer, whatever you want to call it, in the fucking club, in the strip club, at church, in the grocery store, I don't know, walking
through
down
a
the
friend.
street. Yes, online.
Yeah, anywhere.
Walking, anywhere you will find your significant other. So, that whole thing of like, oh, you need a wholesome wife and a wholesome man. You need to go to church. You can't find no man in the club. And it's like, man, look.
How I look being in church in the pews looking like, let me see what a good looking
The pastor be in there looking for pussy.
Exactly. So I'm being there looking for dick. Like, oh, he kind of cute.
Yeah.
Man, get out of here. We already got too much fucking crazy toxic shit going on in the black church. Going in to look for a significant other should not be at the top of the list. Like,
exactly.
At all.
And
at all.
What does faith have anything to do with somebody being faithful at the end of the day? Because there's women and men that are heavily in church and still fucking cheat and
left and right.
Good and ain't shit.
Immoral as hell.
Exactly. So single people, do not listen to people when they be like, oh, you need to go to church to find somebody. You do not need to go to church to find somebody.
Only listen when they tell you if you're trying to find like a sugar daddy, go. Yeah, obviously that's different.
Sugar daddy.
So if they tell you need to be in Wall Street and you need to be down there to find your rich, which is, I mean, technically, that's different. Obviously,
that's different. Uncle, because he work in Wall Street, so I can ask him if there's any sugar daddies down there. You say you trying to get that tuition paid, sis.
Get my tuition paid. Okay, I was watching the Players Club the other day, and I was like, damn, if only Diamond would have found herself a sugar daddy, she would not have to be up in the Players Club.
Yeah, I'm dumb.
Dancing for dollars with Ebony, dumbass. But,
are you, like, currently... No, I mean, I say currently dating. Are you dating at this point? When I say dating, I don't mean, like, talking to somebody,
myself,
but, like...
and I is all I got to be. That's what I found out.
Okay, I guess that's how I guess
dating, I would say like my dating life right now is not as active. Like I downloaded some new fucking app from someone's recommendation and I barely be on that shit.
As any other app.
So
except for TikTok.
Yeah, I be on so with that being said, yeah, because I just get turned off by certain shit so easily when it comes to like the dating scene, especially as I've gotten older. And it's like certain shit just be like, oh no, I can't do this. Like this is too much for me. And yeah, my dating life is not as active or prominent currently speaking. So which is fine for me. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm more than okay. And I definitely strongly have always believed. And, like, we definitely talk things into the universe that obviously at the time when we were growing up, we didn't realize that we were doing.
Yeah.
Until, like, we read and researched and sought knowledge. But I always, said, like, I'm going to have me and my husband, my kids, that's something that I always used to say that I know will be in my future. So I'm not really pressed. Like, I'm not pressed. And what I would like, what I've said to like a few of my friends is like, listen, I would like to go on like dates. Like, I got friends who got mad for like guy friends, and I just be looking at them like, but then it's always, this, because they know them personally. So it's like, well, this person, I know for a fact, like, the compatibility, y'all won't match. Like, this person, mm-mm. I'm like, I don't care. I just want to. And no, it's not to want to date for a free meal. I could buy myself free meals. It's not even about that. But it's like dating, like, growing up, you see that shit on TV and you hear people talk about it, and it seems like, it's fun. Like, I go dating, and every night they get dressed up, or how many times they go out, they're going on like a cute little fun date. I think that's cool. So why can't I go on, cute fucking dates? Like,
absolutely, as you should. Queen.
Shit, I might be on a date and my husband might be in the same vicinity.
That's true. He might come to you and be like, "Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Say a little something you really like to hear."
So, I mean, what about you?
Right now, I'm not really open. As of right now, I'm not really open to dating right now. That's only because, like, I'm trying to, like, wean myself off of somebody that I was dating.
So you're going through a transitional period.
Yeah, like, I told you, I be having those moments where I'm, like, open to dating, then I'm not. So right now, I'm just kind of just focusing on me and just my mental health, and that's kind of where my mind is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's people who slide in my DM, and I just hit them with the LOL. Like,
LOL smiley face. LOL smiley face.
Like, I'm just not. Sorry, I'm just not. I'm not open to it right now. Ooh, so what's going on with my voice?
Coronavirus, and it's real.
The gin.
So
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah, no, I'm not really open to it right now.
All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up, but I hope that you guys enjoyed our chat and got some insight from, all my single ladies.
Can I just say one last thing, though?
Yeah, of course.
I want to talk to the lady who came into my store. What was this? 2017?
Oh,
Yes. Was that 3 years ago? Sis, you was right about everything else, but you told me I was going to be married with kids by 30, and the bitch is about to turn 30. What's that? What is this? April, May, June, July, August, September, October. In 6 months. Where's my husband, sis? Where's my kids? I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm just saying. I'm going to leave it on that.
We're going to leave it on that. But thank you guys for listening to us and tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and also tell us what you want to hear. Give us more topics and stuff like that. Obviously, everybody stay healthy, stay sane, and practice self-care. So I hope that y'all watch the other episode, self-care. And yeah, any closing remarks?
I'm still a bad bitch, so don't question why I'm still single.
Oh, and that's a wrap, folks. Thank you.